Hey, Count Wolf. Oh yeah, it is Monday once again. It is time for more Book of Mondays. Hey, Nora. Hey, Hirimi. Didn't do Miku Monday again because you're getting your ass whooped by something else now. That's fair. I've been playing a lot of Megamix, a lot of Project Diva. I'm actually at a point now where I'm like completing 8 to 9 level difficulty extreme songs. It's been a lot of fun. But we're not going to have fun today. We're playing Book of Memories. On zone 339. Maybe that's what I'll do with Mondays when I finish this. It can just be Miku Mondays. Maybe I'll just steal your idea. Hirimi. Yo, what's up, Pythonicus? Good evening, dude. Hope you're doing well, man. It's better off in your hands. Couldn't we both play it? I know it doesn't inherently have, like, multiplayer, but couldn't we theoretically play it via Parsec? I don't know how rhythm games work on Parsec. I don't know how well that would do. I'll have to look into that. Hey, what's up, Raging Air? Book of Mondays once again. Oh, and I was right. We were partway through this zone, and then the internet went out. We're actually picking up kind of partway through this one. But yeah, last Monday we were abruptly interrupted thanks to good old Coxcom internet. Hey, what's up, Kibbs? Metal Hell Singer's so nice now with your headset. Hell yeah. I'm gonna have to get that demo set up on my PC and play it sometime. Maybe do like a short stream of it. That's a way of clearing a room? Oh, the fucking Princess Heartbeams, like, with infinite range. You can just stand in a room and spin in a circle, and eventually everything will die. Or you'll run out of toolkits. But most of the time, everything will die. These are the kind of techniques you pick up after 300 and... what was it? 30-something zones? recalibrated since headset's wireless, but simple enough. Yeah. But at least you got it going. And that game looks and sounds really good. At first I was kind of like, when we saw the first sort of look at the game a while back, we kind of were of the opinion of like, well, even if the gameplay isn't great, the soundtrack's going to be amazing. But yeah, Rachel was playing the demo, and the gameplay looks fucking sick. And the music is also really, really good.
You look like hell, kid. It's good to be well supplied. I do believe yours. You know where I am.
300 plus zones. Yeah. 339.
I give up. You found me.
Way more Book of Memories than any person should ever really play. Did you see the RE4 remake trailer? What do you think about that? If there was a new trailer today with the today was Capcom, right? Or was that yesterday? There's been a bunch of game stuff going on like this past week. I saw the first look at RE4 remake during, was that Summer Game Fest? I mean, it looks good. It looks good. It's one of those things that's going to be hard to really judge it until it's out and you can really see all of it. Because a lot of the stuff that's been shown so far is like stuff that you can pretty easily look at and be like, okay, yeah, that looks like familiar but remade. But there's a lot of stuff in RE4 like, I'm curious what some of the characters are going to sound like. Not necessarily just how things look. I'm curious how some of the puzzles and things like that are going to be changed or addressed or updated. There's a lot of stuff that I'm curious how they're going to change it. But so far, just from what we've seen in like the little glimpses in the trailers and stuff, looks good. Looks interesting. Ooh, that's not good. God. The fucking enemy damage is so stupid in this game. So fucking stupid. Wow, yep. That's Book of Memories. My character is as strong as fucking possible, by the way. Maxed out level, like completely level capped with all of the best artifacts. And most of the enemies in this game can still kill me in like 1 or 2 hits. because this game is just horribly, horribly fucking balanced. And now I'm also missing a frickin' key. I need to try and find... Okay. I need to clear this room. It's just too dangerous. Diverin, welcome back. Thank you so much for the 7 months. Appreciate the resub. Thank you, thank you. No hit 500 zone run when? Well, I suppose I could make it a sub goal. Maybe that'll be my 1,000 subscriber goal. If I ever hit 1,000 subscribers on Twitch. Which I've never been anywhere near that, by the way. I've been streaming for 10.5 years, almost 11 years. And I've been partnered since 2017. And the most subscribers I've ever had is like 550 something. And that was after like a really big, you know, subathon. That's the whole reason why I'm playing Book of Memories now, is because of that subathon, those sub goals. Figure out what direction they want this to go. Here we go. 1 million sub goal, no hit run, level 1 in one sitting, 500 zone speed run. For 1 million subs? 1 million? I'll do it for 10,000. I think that's when you get, I forget what the cap is where you unlock like your maximum number of emote slots. I think it's 10K. Kibbs, thank you so much for the Prime sub, the 9 months of support. Thank you so much, Kibbs. Thank you, very much appreciate it. Kill this light guardian. I know of this game, but I've never seen actual gameplay. This is a strange Silent Hill game. Strange is one word for it. I would call it doo-doo ass shit. But strange is a good word. Strange is another word for it. I heard this game's really bad. I mean, this is a boss we're about to fight. Good old Thimblehead. Obviously an iconic Silent Hill creature. Everyone's favorite. How many subscribers before this becomes an exclusive Book of Memories channel? Not enough. There will never be enough people subscribing for me to only play this game. Once a week is bad enough. And that's, you know, quote unquote once a week. Where I miss a lot of weeks. Where I don't play it. But either way, that's already more than enough. That is too much Book of Memories. Oh, just die. God, Hitbox fucking blocks everything forever. Hey, Thomas Ulrichsen. What the hell is the premise of this game? This is Silent Hill Book of Memories, where you make a self-insert character who is given a mysterious book from Silent Hill that contains everything that's ever happened in their lives. And they rewrite things in the book in order to change things in their lives. And then gameplay-wise, it's just a procedurally generated dungeon crawler with Silent Hill monsters, and it's really, really, really bad. Yeah, the premise of this game is to make Silent Hill fans cry. Every once in a while, I come across people in Silent Hill communities that say they like this game, you know, or that it's not so bad, or this or that. And legitimately, if I see, because like I look at a lot of, I don't do a whole lot of social media. I scroll through Twitter a lot, and I'll look at
You'll be back.
I'll look at a lot of Silent Hill fans' Twitters.
I think I've got just the thing. I do believe.
And every once in a while, I come across people who mention this game and say that they like it, or say that it wasn't so bad, or whatever. And I just block. I just block. Even if I've never had a direct interaction with that person. If you are the type of person that can play this game and be like, yeah, this is fine, I like this. I don't want to interact with you. I don't want to see your thoughts on Twitter. We'll just put it that way. This game has the mole children from the first game. I've heard of the mumblers, the gray children. I've heard of those enemies referred to by a lot of different names over the years. And I don't think I've ever heard mole children. I love it. But yeah, this game's got a lot of enemies from a lot of the games in the series. Also got televisions for me to throw. Because remember Origins? Rachel, thank you for gifting out subs. Ginger Gamer and Count Wolf. Enjoy the subs. Enjoy your emotes. Rachel, thank you. Thank you so much. Out of all the Silent Hill post 4, I feel like this one is the one everyone should be allowed to hate. That's fair. TNA, great personality and wealthy, but loves this game. What would you do? Block. I do not want Book of Memories enjoyers in my life. Greetings from Chile. Hey. Greetings from the United States. And thank you for coming and finding my Twitch channel. Found you because of the Sci-Fi Guy channel. Of course, shout outs to Dorian House, who runs the Sci-Fi Guy channel. By the way, Sci-Fi Guy videos have been moved to a new channel. So for anybody who's watching on YouTube, or wants to watch on YouTube, you can type !YT in chat and get a link to the new channel, which is called Restless Dreams. It's still Sci-Fi Guy. It's still Dorian House running the YouTube and archiving stuff. He just made a separate, dedicated channel for the Silent Hill stuff. And of course, if you've already seen all the stuff on Sci-Fi Guy's re-uploads on YouTube, you can also type !VODS, VODS, in chat, and you can get a link to my Silent Hill Collections page, which is basically like a playlist, a YouTube playlist, but on Twitch. So it's got a lot of my Silent Hill playthroughs and stuff from over the years. It's almost 500 hours long. So it's everything that's ever been on YouTube, plus hundreds of hours of more Silent Hill content right here on my Twitch page. I'll just leave. This man just spun in a circle with laser beams and killed everything. Laser beams. See, there's a lot of stuff. We've had this conversation many times over the course of streaming Book of Memories. But anytime people bring up the laser beams and they're like, what a weird fucking game. The laser beams are not the problem. Like, spinning around killing everything with laser beams, that's in Silent Hill 3. Like, that happens in better Silent Hill games. Technically, you can also do that in Silent Hill 1 with, like, the Hyper Blaster. Laser beams, not a problem. Silent Hill appropriate weapon. There's a lot of stuff bad and wrong with Book of Memories. The Princess Heart beams, not an issue. Not an issue. Oh, that's not good. Little easy five-piece dungeon. I'll take it. Moving on. Actually, let me go restock. Because usually if I get a nice easy 5-piece, the next one's gonna be a stupid hard 7-piece. Where Howard is like as far away as possible. Actually, that's fine. I got 8 and 3. Just picking up stuff on the way back, so that's fine. That's good enough. If anything, lasers are a good thing here. They're the best weapon in the game, makes the struggle a bit more manageable. They're definitely one of the best weapons in the game. I would say Princess Heartbeam, Flamethrower. Those two are like leaps and bounds better than pretty much all the weapons in this game. After that, like, there's some really strong melee stuff, but melee is kind of just inherently not as good. Because you have to get up close to things to melee them. And at this point of the game, if you get up close to things, you can get hit once or twice and then just die. So you kind of want to just be at a safe range, which you can do with the Flamethrower and the Princess Heartbeams. So you can stay at a safe range. They don't consume ammo. And they do real fucking good damage. Everyone's favorite song. Stop. Fucking get off me. Four timed hits in a combo. That's gonna suck. Oh god, especially with these enemies. I can do it on Pyramid Head. I just need to get him by himself and then get the invincibility. Okay. I've got the invincibility thing. Get it again. There. Those can be some of the worst challenges when you have to do the timed hit combos. Any plans on in-depth playthroughs on any other games, Nub? Was replaying The Last of Us 2 recently. I thought the game has a lot of small details you would enjoy. I still haven't played The Last of Us 2 at all. I played the first Last of Us, and it was good, but like I never went back and like replayed it. I pretty much just kind of played it once, and I didn't really have an interest in like playing it in depth. The thing is, like, I've got to really super be into a game to want to do like an in-depth playthrough for it. Like, there's a lot of games that I really love and have considered doing in-depth playthroughs for, but over the years I've still only ever done it with Silent Hill. So at the moment, the only thing that I legitimately have plans to do like another in-depth, you know, Silent Hill style in-depth playthrough for is Death Stranding. And I'm still a long way away from doing that. Because I've still got like another 100 hours of my 100% Death Stranding Director's Cut playthrough to do to finish that off. And then sometime after that would be my in-depth playthrough, which will also probably take like 200 hours. So for now, that's the only other game outside of still doing like the Silent Hill in-depths from time to time. That's pretty much it. Eventually, Death Stranding. Eventually. But beyond that, no plans for doing anything else like super in-depth. Fucking... Okay, yeah. Just destroy my ass with a beam. I can't block, I can't dodge. I can't heal fast enough. Very fun and balanced fucking video game, isn't it? Don't do it. The Last of Us 2 compared to the original was like the Western Games versus Team Silent Games in Silent Hill. I don't know. Like I liked The Last of Us, but I was not a really big fan of it. Like, I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed the original The Last of Us. But I don't think I was like a fanboy of it, you know? Like, I don't think I was enough of a fan of it where if the second one is like really different. I've heard a lot of mixed stuff about the second one. But I don't think there would be anything
What's your pleasure?
that could be bad enough or different enough or whatever
I think I've got
in The
just
Last of Us 2 to make me be like, oh god.
Enjoy it now.
I have no hardcore
Good
loyalty
luck out there.
or anything to the original Last of Us. It was just a good video game. It had its good things. It had its bad things. It definitely wasn't perfect, but it was a good story, good game. Some memorable gameplay moments. But it wasn't like a masterpiece, or at the very least, I don't view it as that. Where like I would play the sequel, the way that I consider like Silent Hill 1, 2, 3, and 4 to be masterpieces of psychological survival horror for that era, and then Origins onward is like, this does not live up to those masterpieces. I don't know. I don't think I have any kind of issues like that with The Last of Us. So I'll probably just play it at some point. It won't be like an in-depth story playthrough, but eventually I will probably play it. The thing is, I don't know if I'll stream, because a lot of times, like, I just straight up I don't stream first playthroughs anymore. My idea of what I want out of a first playthrough is just not compatible with streaming on Twitch. There's always, like, my definition of backseating and spoilering and things like that is just way too strict for what Twitch chat can handle and what moderators would be able to handle. So I would basically just be streaming it with no chat whatsoever, which at that point I feel kind of like, why stream it? So I'm kind of at a point where I just want to play games for the first time on my own, and then if it's something that I enjoy enough, I'll play it a second time and stream it. But I'm not going to do blind playthroughs on Twitch anymore. It's just never a good experience. I just always wind up frustrated, and it takes away so much of my gameplay and experience. Are you playing this on a PSP? This game was for the Vita. I'm playing it on a modded PS TV, which is basically just a Vita that is not handheld. It's a Vita without a screen or buttons, and you just hook it up to a TV like a normal console. Go ahead and grab that wrench. Let me out of this fucking room. There's a locked door all the way down there at the bottom. It's probably going to be our last orb.
So what can I do for you? I think I've got just the thing. Enjoy it. You'll be back.
Are unnecessary sequels really an American problem? No, like, that's not an exclusively an American problem. You want to talk about unnecessary sequels? Look up how many Ringu movies there are. And then watch them and see how weird and unnecessary a lot of them are. This was not the fucking orb room? Oh, it might be over there. Glances at Blair Witch 2. Oh boy. We're gonna start some fights. I know Rachel's got some words when it comes to Blair Witch sequels. Waiting on shit to spawn. It's not a national problem, it's a capitalism problem. True. Unnecessary sequels are pretty much entirely just thing makes money, so make more of that thing, or better or worse.
What's your pleasure?
And some things are a lot
Spend those memories wisely.
more deserving, I guess, of getting
Enjoy
sequels than
it now.
others, but it doesn't always come down to that.
Something I can take off your hands?
All that.
Don't spend
Cough
it all.
Diablo Immortal.
Good luck. out
That's the
there.
thing, is there's lots of examples. There's lots of examples that could easily apply to. Silent Hill, definitely one of those things, but hey, how about that Diablo 4? How about that Diablo 4? I can't wait to be a necromancer again. And they were very careful to make sure and specify, like, not having to spend money on in-game things for Diablo 4. Because they've already gotten a lot of fucking, they've already gotten a lot of fucking clapback from Immortal. Okay. Apparently we're having a crisis in the living room, so I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. The cats were apparently chasing a roach. And Rachel does not handle roaches well, so I had to go and destroy it. Oh, Guide Mira. Well. And the most useless save point we could possibly get.
What was that? Who in the hell was that?
Apparently there is a key in here somewhere. Oh no, not like this. Yeah, just have an enemy that holds you in place. And then a fucking enemy that can one-shot you from across the room. In the same room. I love it. Phantom Cat Cat Munch? Cat Punch. Thank you for the bits. Appreciate it. Brothers, stop. Hello? Did I not drop items when I died? Okay, well, or did I pick them up? I've got my 2. Hey, Sasam, thank you for the host. Hope you're doing well. What floor are we on? 342. You know what? I will take an extra flamethrower. How many floors are there? 500. One of these days, Boogeyman's gonna feel like taking damage. Today's apparently not that day. Oh, there he goes. And he decides to stop taking damage right before he dies. Yeah, so this is the Boogeyman. He's from Downpour. And since Tom Hewlett made him and made this game, he made his monster the strongest monster. He is one of only 2 monsters that can walk around from room to room in a zone and chase you throughout the entire thing. And he has really amazing abilities, such as, I don't feel like taking damage right now, thank you very much. He just puts up a dark fart cloud all around him that he can just do for as long as he wants. I have seen Bogeymen just constantly finish doing the fart cloud move and then doing it immediately again, where they just stay invulnerable for fucking ever, like just as long as they feel like it, until the AI decides to do something else. Dark Fart Cloud, yes. Everyone's favorite PS2. Like, that's a really good dungeon crawler. Speaking of good procedurally generated dungeon crawlers, which this game fucking wishes it was. And I'm dead. I got stuck on the other enemies and the butcher kills me in one hit. And I have to go back into that room because I had a key. But yeah, Dark Cloud. Wonderful dungeon crawler on the PS2. Well, I won't be getting this piece of trash. Oh, no. No, no, no. Unless you're just like a super hardcore Silent Hill collector and you're trying to have like every possible Silent Hill thing. This game is not worth your time or money. Was this designed to be a Silent Hill title, produced as another game and then had artifacts slapped over? This was Silent Hill straight from the beginning. It's more of a Silent Hill game in that regard than Silent Hill 4. This came straight from the top. Like, yeah, contractually obligated Vita Silent Hill. Basically, Konami was just trying to figure some things out with contracts and also try to play up on popular game sales at the time. So this started development in like 2011. And literally came from like upper management Konami people where they were like, dungeon crawlers are really big sellers right now. And the PlayStation Vita is this hot new handheld. And we've got a contract. Konami had a contract with Sony to make games for the Vita. So they were like, all right, dungeon crawlers are popular. We gotta, you know, do our obligated run of Vita games for Sony. So let's make a Vita dungeon crawler Silent Hill. And those upper executives from Konami handed that project to Tom Hewlett. And Tom Hewlett, at that point, was pretty much already planning on leaving Konami. He had basically already lined up his job with WayForward, which is who he works with now. And another thing killed me in one hit. So Tom basically went and got a bunch of guys from WayForward and hired them to slap this game together. But it was originally a Silent Hill game, like a Silent Hill project. It wasn't like just a random other game that they stuck Silent Hill assets into. But let's copy Diablo. But most importantly, let's not copy any of the aspects of Diablo that make it good or fun. Let's make it mind-numbingly repetitive. And let's make none of the stats or levels or satisfaction that you get from like progression and leveling. Like, it's such a big deal when you level up in Diablo or like any other RPG or dungeon crawler. Like, oh my god, just, I can't walk out the door. Doors don't function in this game. Like, the most basic aspects of a game don't fucking work right in this game, let alone the more advanced aspects such as balancing enemy behavior or damage levels or health values. They can't even get doors right. They could have at least made it a good Diablo clone and then thrown in NFT, and they'd be ahead of their time in Blizzard's eyes. That's what's so frustrating about it, though, is like, it's made by WayForward. Like, they've made good RPGs and stuff before. They know how to do better than what was done for this game. Stop. Just let me out of this room. Jesus. Yeah, exactly. Bloodstained is really good. River City Girls. They've made a lot of good shit. This is not one of them. Like, this was straight up, we are contractually obligated to make this, and we do not care. Like, that is 100% the vibe of this game, is contractual obligation. And, like, we just need to check off boxes, and we just don't care about the project. There's just no fucking... No passion or creativity or anything like that in it. The Needlers are so bad. Everything is so fucking bad. Like, so many things just destroy you. And again, there is never like a sense of satisfaction of like, oh, you level up and you get better this or better that. Like, yeah, you get better stats. Technically, you do get new abilities and stuff, but none of it matters when everything just scales up with you. It just destroys you. It just annihilates you in 1 to 2 hits. That's why copyright should be limited to 20 years? I don't know about that. I don't know if I would agree and go that far.
It's good to be
like, obviously, if a company, like, there's a lot of things that do very well and do justice to their intellectual properties for more than 20 years.
You know where I am if you need me.
And I think as long as they are making something quality
have a look around.
And renewing that license, like,
it's good to be well supplied.
Then keep the copyright for as long as you're making something.
I do believe you. I can buy it for a decent price. It's a deal.
They can continue to do that even if the copyright expires.
Thank you.
Then I'm not sure what exactly you're getting at. I'm not sure I understand your statement initially then. Why should copyright be limited to 20 years? Why do you think that? And I'm dead. And I'm dead. One thing hit me, and then one thing had a property to explode when killed. And so I died. Are there major setbacks to dying? Just backtracking? Backtracking and depletion of resources. So everything in this game revolves around medkits to heal and toolkits to repair weapons, because all of the weapons are destructible. And you've got a limited amount of currency, memory residue. Like right now I've got 56,000, which is honestly not that much. Every time you like go to Howard and stock up on full medkits and wrenches, I think it's like 7 or 8,000. So I mean, you tend to burn through stuff. So whenever you die, you lose all of the, well, all except for
Feel
2
free to have a look around.
of the supplies you were holding.
Spend those
So
memories
you have to backtrack, because you go back to the start of the stage or the last point where you saved.
Thank you kindly. Good luck out there.
But then you're also losing all of those resources. And if you get to a point where you've lost too many resources, where you just like don't have memory residue anymore, you have to play more of this game, because then you have to go through zones to like farm memory residue so that you can buy supplies so that you can play through other zones. So death is pretty punishing. It actually used to be worse too. There was one patch for this game, and pre-patch, this game would basically make you reload the zone if you died. And the loading screens on this game take so fucking long. So it used to be even worse, like even more of a setback. It's still really fucking costly dying, but not quite as bad as 1.0. This should be a public service announcement not to play this game ever. That's kind of what this is. A lot of people have never seen this game or even heard of it. And especially in current era of being a Silent Hill fan, where people are just going nuts at the drop of a hat for any of the most flimsy fucking internet rumor out there about new Silent Hill games. And this should be a reminder to everybody who's asking for new Silent Hill games. This is the last one that Konami made and fully released. This is the last one. This is the last one to come out. that wasn't a pachinko slot machine or a canceled, playable teaser. So just as a reminder, this is the last Silent Hill game we got that completely released. And I fuck up and he hits me once and I just die. And I just die. Max level, best possible weapons, best possible equipment. Geared up as good as you possibly can be at this stage of the game. Doesn't matter. Just one shot. Doesn't matter. Mango, by the way, I'm sorry. I've been like fucking ranting and going off and shit. Mango, thank you so much for the 43 months. Another day, another month. Cheers to you, Nub. Nubspin. Thank you, Mango. I'm sorry it took me so long to get to that. You know how it is on Mondays. I'm drinking and I'm angry. And I'm frustrated because I've got to play this piece of shit. Thank you so much, Mango. Really appreciate long time support. Bro, stop. Brother. Hey, Big Time Spooky, welcome. This is a Silent Hill game. This was the last Silent Hill game ever fully released by Konami. This is Silent Hill Book of Memories for the PlayStation Vita. It's a giant piece of shit. Hey, Gil. Happy Monday. Nothing screams Silent Hill like a giant rock golem shooting his balls at you, right? Isn't that just the most Silent Hill thing you've ever heard of? Almost as Silent Hill as having to pick up this fucking stupid weapon and drop it elsewhere, and then pick my weapons back up so that I can pick up the note to be done with this fucking fight. Even just the simple task of picking shit up is like needlessly stupid and complicated and doesn't work right. Am I a bad person for laughing every time I use a toaster or TV in Origins? No. Makes me wish I was more easily amused when I play Origins. Don't laugh anymore, but at first I did. I definitely don't laugh at it, but I try to at least, like, do things that might make chat laugh. That viewers will enjoy. Throwing a TV at Satan sometimes works pretty well. Laser eyes. I swear I need to make a laser eyes command. There's nothing wrong with laser eyes in Silent Hill. That is not the problem with this game. The laser eyes are like a direct rip of a weapon that is in a New Game Plus weapon in Silent Hill 3. A lot of stuff that is inappropriate or misused or just downright bad in this game. The laser eyes are perfectly acceptable. But I guess a lot of people don't even know about the laser eyes. They don't know about the Heather Beam or the Sexy Beam in Silent Hill 3 because you have to play a shit ton of Silent Hill 3 to unlock it. So even people who are big fans of the Silent Hill series and have played Silent Hill 3 even multiple times, a lot of people don't realize the Heather Beam / Sexy Beam is a weapon in that game. Because you have to kill, I think it's 333 enemies. It's like over 300. It's more enemies than are in a single playthrough. Unless you're respawning enemies in a few particular spots. Technically, you could farm it out in one playthrough, but I don't think anyone ever really has. Because it's just not efficient to respawn that many enemies. It's more efficient to just do multiple playthroughs.
That was a...
But yeah, you've got to kill a lot of fucking enemies to unlock that weapon. But there's a lot of people who are even, you know, pretty well versed in Silent Hill 3 who've played it a lot and just never unlocked that weapon. Took you 5 playthroughs. I actually did a stream this last year called UFO Ending from Scratch playthroughs, where basically I start from a fresh save, like a fresh install of Silent Hill 3 with no save files, and show how much work it takes to get the UFO ending. But Silent Hill 3 takes a lot of work, because you have to unlock the Heather Beam, and then you have to do another playthrough with the Heather Beam, where you kill 31 enemies before getting to Heather's apartment using the Heather Beam or the Sexy Beam. So whenever I did my UFO from Scratch playthrough, it was something like 17, 18 hours. And I think it was five or six total playthroughs. To get the UFO ending from scratch. On easy mode? Well, difficulty doesn't matter that much, but usually you get a few extra enemy spawns per run if you're playing on at least hard mode. Can I still get that? I haven't gotten it yet. Wait, what? Get what? What have you not gotten? Especially since you get infinite ammo guns in New Game Plus? Yes. Well, you can. It depends on what you've already done, because you'll unlock like the unlimited ammo SMG. There's 2 fucking bogeymen in here. UFO ending? I mean, as long as you do an extra new game file, like you start a new game on extra new game after having unlocked the Heather Beam, and then just play up until the apartment and kill 33 enemies along the way using the beam. Alright, I've got all my puzzle pieces. I have no more toolkits. I kind of need to find Howard before I leave. There's one up here. Never actually beaten Silent Hill 3 because it's too scale-y. It is pretty scale-y, but it's such a good game. Definitely worth being brave for.
I've been waiting for you.
Boogeyman, do you walk in here on... You do on single player. I know you do on multiplayer. Oh, it's not Boogeyman, it's Butcher. That's why.
Take your time. There's plenty of it. Good luck out there. Looking for anything specific? Spend those memories wisely now. Thank you, kind. Thank you. Do tell.
And of course, I just immediately take a bunch of damage as soon as I leave Howard's, but fuck it. But fuck it. Okay. No. I just wanted to look and see if there was a artifact room in there. Funny how you can watch tons of Silent Hill content and enjoy it, but when you sit down and try to play it, it still finds a way to get under your skin. Absolutely. Like, especially if you're in that right kind of environment where you're sitting down and like playing a game, turn your lights off, you're playing by yourself, put some headphones on, especially with Silent Hill games, because so much of the audio, like the audio is so important to the atmosphere. This is not the way to the exit. Shit. Yeah, exactly. Turn the lights off, put headphones on, play some Silent Hill. Was hoping there would be more mystery like Silent Hill 1 and 2. Oh, in 3? 3 is definitely a lot more in your face. And I think because they were doing a direct sequel to Silent Hill 1, like, they didn't want to make things as ambiguous as Silent Hill 1 and 2. Because Silent Hill 3 is really just, you know, it's very blunt and very brutal and very in your face with the horror and the story. Like, there's definitely a lot of subtle sort of side plot stuff going on, but not nearly as much and not nearly as vague as Silent Hill 1 and 2. But yeah, 3 is supposed to be a lot more straightforward because it is wrapping up the events of Silent Hill 1. That's why it doesn't have as many endings as the other Silent Hill games. You basically just have normal ending and then New Game Plus endings. New Game Plus ending where you can get the bad ending, and New Game Plus ending where you can get the UFO ending, and that's it. As far as your actual, like, canon good ending, you really just have the one ending. It's not left very open. But yeah, I definitely understand not getting the same sort of vibe, same experience with Silent Hill 3. If you've already played 1 and 2, It is a very different game. God damn it, timed hit combo bullshit. And you're gonna do that. Have they ever definitely figured out what the Silent Hill 2 whispers say? Yes, they are saying gibberish. It's a literal stock sound from a CD of stock sounds. And it is unrelated to the game entirely. It's just a spooky whisper sound effect. Need a hug? No, I just need better games to play on Mondays. But unfortunately, I'm just going to be playing this one until I do all 500 zones. So until then, Mondays where I've got to play this. I'm a little bit of a sour mood. Lose less than 20% HP. Instantly failed. Because an enemy hit me once.
Girl's interested in me.
Not at that time.
Girls are dumb.
You don't seem dumb.
Feel free to have
I
a look
happen to be
around.
one of the few exceptions. Well, maybe not.
I think I've got
I certainly
just
don't seem
the thing.
capable of picking a decent guy.
Not even when he's right in front of you.
Enjoy it.
Huh?
You
You'll
think
be
I'm a
back.
good guy, right? I've been in
Did
love
I get a
with you
chance to
since
play the
day.
Dredge? A little bit.
Don't know what
But I
to
haven't
say.
really played a whole lot of DBD since the new chapter.
I just don't have those feelings for you. You're a good friend, but
So I've played like 2 games as Dredge, and I played some Survivor games, and I think I've played against Dredge maybe 3 or 4 times. That's about it. Was hoping it was some earth-shattering revelation, like don't tell James that he's the a-hole. He's the hole that isn't here anymore, the a-hole. Nope, that would have been cool if there was something like that to those whispers. And people argued for, like Silent Hill fans argued for such a long time about what those whispers supposedly said or didn't say. Just for everyone to figure out a decade and a half later that it's just a stock noise. It's literally just a stock sound effect. But that is kind of a testament to how your mentality should be for Silent Hill games. Like, there's a lot of Silent Hill fans, and trust me, I was the same way for a very long time, where you think that every single little tiny aspect of a Silent Hill game is 100% like intended and has a shit ton of depth to it and why it's there. That whisper sound effect is proof that sometimes it's just there to be creepy. It's not directly related. It's not super deep or detailed. It's not James's voice actor. It's not anyone's voice actor in the game. It's literally just a stock whisper sound effect, because randomly hearing whispering when you walk into a room is creepy and unsettling. And it doesn't have to be any deeper than that.
Looking for anything specific? Spin those memories.
Which I think is a really important mindset to keep if you're a big Silent Hill fan and you like analyzing the games like I do.
Until next time.
It's a good thing to keep in mind. Not everything is as deep as people want it to be. Motherfucker, dude. This room is going to kill me so many times. I need to not buy shit at Howard's. I'm just throwing money away right now. I just need to get lucky and go in there and kill everything before getting hit once. Just a room full of invisible enemies that can kill you in one hit. Good luck. Enjoy your challenge orb. I didn't even make it to the room because I got stuck on a table and another common enemy that just one-shots you. Like, that's this whole fucking game. It's this entire game. It's just your stats don't matter. I am max level. Best possible weapons, best possible equipment. Stats as high as they possibly can be. Everything in the game just kills you in 1 to 2 hits. Almost did it again. Like, there is no sense of satisfaction when it comes to leveling or getting new artifacts or anything like that in this game, the way that there is in, like, basically every dungeon crawler or RPG ever made. Like, any hype for Slitterhead? I mean, I'm an old jaded horror fan, so I don't necessarily get, like, super hype for anything anymore. But I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful for Slitterhead. You've got the director of Silent Hill 1 working on it. You've got Akira Yamaoka doing music for it. You've got the monster enemy designer from Siren doing enemy designs for it. See, this is one of those things that is very frustrating to me. You have all these Silent Hill fans that are losing their minds over fucking baseless rumors for like a new Silent Hill game, right? And there's so much attention surrounding that. Even now that the game, all these game announcement things have happened, and there is, of course, still no new Silent Hill announced, there's a lot of people still buying into those rumors, and people who are still following every fucking thing that Dust Golem ever tweets, and there's a lot of fans who buy into that stuff, and it's frustrating because to me, I'm like looking at Slitterhead, and like, here is a game that is actually announced, that people are legitimately working on, that will most likely come out, and it's made by like all of these really good horror alumni, including major people from Team Silent, and it feels like nobody's saying anything about it. Like, no fans are saying anything about Slitterhead right now. There's so many more people who are like following the rumor mill that something that is legitimate and real is getting less attention. I just find that really frustrating. What's on the agenda after this? A good Silent Hill game, question mark? Mondays are just this. Mondays are this until I don't feel like living anymore. And then I stop the stream and drink for the rest of my evening/morning. I don't usually play more than one game per stream. Like, if you show up and I'm playing something, that's what I'm playing. And when I'm done playing that, the stream is over.
I give up. You found? What's your pleasure? Spend those memories wisely now. I do believe you're set.
Find it so stupid that people think DMCA means they're making a new game. Here's the thing with the DMCA. The quote-unquote proof of the DMCA claim was Dusk Golem posting black text on a plain white background. With honestly kind of suspiciously looking Japanese, like suspiciously written Japanese, like stuff written in a way that would not be typical for a Japanese like DMCA takedown or cease and desist type letter that would be more formally written. So I think here's the thing that a lot of people don't realize. A big reason why Dusk Golem does all of his quote-unquote leaks, aka lying through his fucking teeth on Twitter, is because he gets a lot of followers for that. He gets a lot of people looking at his stuff, looking at his Twitter account, and he's made quite a fucking huge impact over the last several years because of the leaking. And he is a game dev. He is an indie game dev. So he wants a lot of people looking at his stuff. Because he also makes games that he wants people to buy. So all of the stuff that's gone on that people are like, oh, it's proof. There's no way it isn't real. He got DMCA'd. He could easily have worked with somebody who made those images and then had that person via their company or even his own company DMCA his own images from a game in development. Because from the outside perspective, it doesn't say these images were taken down by Konami. It just says they were taken down. And you just have to take Dusk Golem's word on who took them down. And then when people wanted to see receipts for who took it down, it was plain black text on a white background, not like a screenshot of an email where you can see other graphics or anything. Nothing like that. It was the most like easy to fake thing. And everyone just bought it as legit, like, oh, Konami DMCA'd him. Even though nobody else who reposted the stuff ever got DMCA takedowns. Like, nobody pays attention to any of that stuff. That's the problem with those kind of rumors, is they're preying on desperation. They're preying on fans that are so desperate for a new Silent Hill game or for any news regarding Silent Hill that they will completely disregard like logical information and only pay attention to what they are hopeful of. A new game or, you know, announcement or whatever. Man does not feel like taking damage. Come on, man. Just be a sport and take damage. Thank you. Did you enjoy Team Siren at all? Like just the Siren series of games? Or what do you mean? Fuck's sake.
I'm waiting.
Oh, and it's a steel zone, so we're gonna have to fight a.
Looking for anything specific?
Wait, am I on a boss zone already?
I've got just
This gonna be Steel Guardian?
Thank you kindly. Don't be a stranger.
I don't think so. Sorry if we've already talked about this, but have you read the Christoph Gans interview about a new movie? Yes. It's one of those things that I have known about for years. Christoph Gans said in an interview like 3 years ago. He talked about that in 2019. Before COVID hit and everything, that he was working on a new Silent Hill script and a Fatal Frame movie script. Back in 2019, when he first mentioned that, I actually tweeted Roger Avery, because Roger Avery was the person who basically rewrote Christoph Gans' script for the first Silent Hill movie. And I was curious if Roger was going to be working with Christoph again. So I tweeted at him, and I was like, hey, Christoph Gans said he's working on a new Silent Hill script. Are you planning on co-writing or working with him again?
You look like hell. Kid.
And Roger Avery said no.
Spend those memories wisely.
So those movies, the Christoph Gans Silent Hill stuff going on,
Now don't you waste that.
it's been in the works for a while now.
Thank you.
It's not
Do come again.
it's not anything new,
Straight to business.
but it's good to know that maybe good to know that he's still working on them. Because a lot of projects that started like right before COVID hit,
See
kind of
you
like
again.
that, just wound up not happening. So at the very least, it looks like he's still pursuing getting a new Silent Hill made and a Fatal Frame movie. knowing Keiichiro Toyama left to go make Siren after Silent Hill, wondering if you felt those games came anywhere close to living up to Silent Hill. The Siren games? No. They're good games. They're solid games. They can be a bit frustrating at times. Maybe that's just me. But they're kind of similar to games like Rule of Rose, where, like, I love everything about the game except playing it. So, like, just like with Rule of Rose, I love the music, I love the atmosphere, I love the characters, I love the story. But the gameplay's fucking atrocious. And the Siren games are kind of in that same boat for me. It's not as bad as Rule of Rose and its combat. But yeah, the objectives from level to level in Siren, and then getting a feel for the whole Mind Jack perspective switching, sometimes stealthing, and then other times like making distractions so that you can like run. There's like all these different ways to approach each of the levels in the Siren series, and some are just a little more frustrating than others when you're just trying to like, man, I'm really enjoying the story. And you just like want to progress, but you can get really fucking stuck. On some of the levels, and just, as I said, maybe that's just me not clicking with the gameplay. But I still like the games. I still think they're really good and worth playing. But I don't think they came anywhere close to like Silent Hill in terms of quality. Didn't it come out in episodes in Japan? That was the... I don't know if it's a re-release or a sequel or what. Because there was the original Siren. It was just a PlayStation 2 game. And it released, you know, in the United States and in Japan and in Europe, just as a standalone PS2 game. But then there was Blood Curse. Yeah, which was like kind of a remake, but it also changed a lot of stuff. And that was the one that I think came out episodic. Which is funny because I know a lot of people who have asked me about Blood Curse, and I'm like, well, I played Siren on PS2. And a lot of people seem to not know that Siren was like a PS2 game. They only know about Blood Curse. It is a Steel Guardian fight. Well, that means we get an ending. We beat the game. Siren is hard as shit. Yeah. That's kind of how I feel about it. Every time I think back to playing that game, I think of specific parts of it where it's just difficult and I was just getting stuck. It's the same way with Rule of Rose, where I think about it, I'm like, it's a good game. I should play it more. And time for all the audio to break because this game has very good audio mixing. Not even audio mixing, just literally straight up broken sound effects. Ear Destroyer, yep. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. That's not a problem with the capture or anything like that. The audio is just very poorly fucking done for this game. And apparently they didn't think about
was difficult at first.
using the beam weapons,
Blind man throwing
which are like a constant
had no idea what
attack.
my changes would affect.
So the attack sound just layers on top of itself like infinitely,
But slowly,
and everything
gradually
just
I
starts
discovered the pattern.
breaking.
I could
Like
feel
the audio channels
headlines
cannot handle it,
change. I could tell when
stacking
something
so many
seemed
sounds.
rewritten. The results of my work rose to the surface like Braille. Everything became simpler and perfection was in reach. It was all a matter of careful edits. Tiny
Alright, I'm gonna go
changes.
use the restroom really quick while the ending plays here.
strangers,
Of course,
politics,
this ending
relationships,
does not
they could
mean
change
that it's
and
over.
observe.
We get an ending
Assess
anytime we kill a Steel
and
Guardian,
just begin.
because that's just how this game works. But we'll do
So close.
some more zones. But yeah, I'm gonna run to the restroom and grab another drink, so I'll be right back.
The right lines. And it'll all be done. The whole world. Perfect. Ordered. Happy. Almost. So close.
Patient displays no change in behavior. If anything, the delusions have increased. Reevaluate dosage and frequency of medication.
Alright. It's alright. I am back. Next zone. What level am I on? Arn? I am Arn. Zone 346. Shredfest. And it's another steel zone. We just did a steel zone, and we just got another one back to back. Because this game is just random. It's all just procedurally generated zones. You never know what it's going to actually be. I think the longest streak I've ever had of like consecutive types of zones is probably 4 or 5 in a row. And it was blood. It was blood zones. I can very vividly remember because it was... Rachel should remember too, because Rachel was co-oping with me when that happened. How long do you think it will take you to finish all these zones? At least another year if you stream every Monday. I have no clue. I have absolutely no clue, Bowie. There's no consistent like time frame to completing a zone in this game. Like you can get a very easy, straightforward 5-piece zone that takes you like 2 minutes to finish the zone. And then you can get a ball-busting 7-piece zone where every challenge orb is like next to impossible because of the enemy types or the mission for that zone. Sometimes you have like zones are literally impossible with some of their challenges to the point where I have to spend time playing through a zone up until a point that I realize it's impossible and then spending time re-randomizing that zone to try and get something different. Not to mention, if I run out of memory residue and supplies, I'll have to replay zones just to farm memory residue and items. So there's no way for me to feasibly calculate how much longer it will take me to finish this. Whoever approved this game for release needs to be forced to play this game, start to finish. Yeah, nobody who worked on this game played it that much. In an interview, they've said that even the quality testers, like the QA team for this game, never played it past like Zone 200, I think. And even that, I'm convinced, is an exaggeration. I doubt they even played it that far. Probably only played through Zone 3. I'd say they did like a full story playthrough. They played through the first 21 zones. Just to test, each of the bosses. But still, even if you play this game for 5 fucking minutes, you would be like, oh, these enemies need to be changed. This shit is ridiculous. No, nothing about this is okay. None of this is acceptable with any amount of testing. Sure didn't test that part. I mean, maybe that is just part of being 300 plus zones deep. They never anticipated anyone playing it this much, and because it wasn't tested, like, enemies don't scale properly. I don't know. I don't know. Because a lot of the problems with enemies are not inherent to, like, late game. It's definitely worse in late game. But the same problems are there from zone fucking 1 with how much enemy damage, like how quickly you can just die. You just walk into a room and something just insta-kills you. Speak of the devil. It's the Dark Souls of Silent Hill. In Dark Souls, you can level up vigor. You can level up vitality. And it actually gives you health. That lets you take more than one hit from an enemy before you die. Your armor matters. You can put on armor that gives you poise, so that you can sit and fight things and take hits. Like, that's the whole difference between an RPG with stats that actually fucking matter and this game. Like, nothing you do in this game, none of the leveling, none of that improves your situation or gives you any kind of benefit. It's like Elden Ring PvP. Everyone just one-shots you at level 300. Kinda. Let me through. Oh, this is bad. I can't switch weapons. I'm holding too much. Yeah, I'm just gonna die. And I'm holding 4 keys. So my only hope is to go into that room. And I haven't found Howard the Merchant. And this is a 7-piece dungeon with a whole lot more to it. So this is an example of a reroll. This zone is not going to be worth the trouble. just because of its layout so far. It's super linear from the very beginning, so I have no choice but to go through a really fucking bad challenge room. And I don't have Howard the Merchant to restock on supplies on death. So this is what I mean by there's no telling how long it'll take me to finish this game realistically. Because I played all of that much of a zone just to figure out I need to re-randomize that zone. So now we've got to spend all this time sitting at a loading screen so that we can go back to zone select, so that we can select a different zone, sit through another loading screen, and then quit out so that we sit through another loading screen so I can go back to the zone that I was on, re-randomize it, sit through another loading screen, and then hope that it's better than the one I just got. So let's go back to 345 and then quit out of it. Oh shit, right. Hey Giovanni. Glad you enjoy the Silent Hill in-depth videos. And if you've only seen what's on YouTube, you can always type !VODs, VODS, here on Twitch. I've got a big playlist. It's almost 500 hours long. So everything that's ever been on YouTube, plus hundreds and hundreds of hours more. Any thoughts on Illbleed? Just curious. Good game. Really silly. I'm gonna say right now I'm very biased because I absolutely love the Dreamcast. I love the Dreamcast. It's one of my favorite consoles, and it's one of the few consoles that I was like really actively collecting for at the time when it came out, and then after it had been out, and yeah, it was one that I really, really liked. And Illbleed was just such a weird, unique horror comedy game. There's like nothing else like it, and it's really interesting. Nub, play a good game, play some Illbleed. I've streamed Illbleed before. We actually had Jubes on the channel years ago doing his first playthrough of Illbleed. Like, I've played through it a bunch of times, but it was his first time ever playing it. Glad to meet a fellow Dreamcast fan. You still collect? Not anymore. I started collecting in '99 when it came out. And I started really getting into collecting in like 2010. I started working 2009, 2010. I started working in a local video game store in Texas called Game Over Video Games that specializes in classic and retro games. Like, they don't carry new releases, they just carry, but you can buy like Atari games. And you can buy, you know, older and harder to find stuff. It's basically a game store for collectors, more than anything. So while I was working at Game Over, I already had like a really sizable Dreamcast collection. And, yeah. I started buying up a whole bunch more Dreamcast stuff. But then after a few years, I had left that job and I was in between jobs and I was trying to pay rent. So I had to sell off a lot of video game stuff just to make ends meet at the time. So wound up selling pretty much almost all of my Dreamcast stuff. And I get one tapped by a butcher. Hey, Outcast Joe. Yeah, Game Over is in Houston. They're all over Texas, and they're in a few different states now. But when they very first started, which is not too long before I started working for them, they only had a store in Austin. So they had their one store in Austin, and then they opened up a store in South Austin, and then they opened up a store in Round Rock. And when they opened up that store in Round Rock, shortly after is when I started working for them, and I worked at that location. I was at the Round Rock store for 4 years. Yeah, Play and Trade is like a little bit of a bigger chain that's been around that does kind of similar stuff. Used to go to Game Over in Houston, but over time they didn't really have any new used items, and the last time I came by when visiting, their selection got smaller. That may have been when those new locations started opening up, because when the owner, when his name's David, when David started opening locations outside of Texas and like opening up a lot more stores, he had to pull inventory from, you know, the God, destroy steel first. Oh, it's just for the mission. It's not a challenge orb. But yeah, he had to pull everything from existing stores. So if you go to like the Houston location or something, around the same time that they were opening up all the new locations, you probably saw their selection get cut way down, because most likely they had to send a lot of stuff off to the store opening in Washington or, you know, wherever, because we had to do the same thing for the store in Round Rock. I was the assistant manager there after a while, for like the last 2 years that I was working there. So when those stores started opening up, we had to do the same thing, pull a lot of our inventory to go to the new stores. And it takes a long time for like good inventory in those kind of stores to like build up, because most of the time, like, your day-to-day trades that people would bring in and like sell to the store is usually stuff that's not very good. It's usually stuff that people don't really care too much about. So it could take like
Is it okay if I stay
months or years. This fucking Rorschach is perfectly blocking the door, fighting this Needler.
I think I need more bullets.
Like FIFA and Madden. Yeah, exactly. A lot of sports games and stuff like that where we literally could not give them away. Like old Madden games and like sports games and stuff like that. Every store wound up having so many for Round Rock. Like, we literally started selling them as cases. Like, we'd mark them down so cheap so that people would buy them just to have like a PS2 box that they could take the labels off of You take the title insert, you know, out, and then just have like an actual PS2 box that's got like the little slot for the memory card and stuff like that. It was like the only way to get people to buy old sports games. Like, we literally could not give them away in a lot of situations. Anytime there was like a big event, like anytime the Super Bowl was going on, we had some years where during the Super Bowl, we're giving away football games. If you come in and you want a football game, like any of these football games, they're free. Just to get rid of these sports games that everybody trades in and nobody ever buys. And people would come in and like buy something, and I'd be like, hey, do you want like a copy of Madden 2002 for free? I'll just throw it in the bag. Like, we just need to get it out of the store. And people would be like, no thanks. I'm good.
I'm so happy to be able to spend a lovely day in the park with my two special girls.
I'm glad you could take time off.
Well, it's good to get out of the office. The air here is much fresher, and not filled with misery and despair.
Shouldn't have asked, just threw it in there. If somebody bought enough things, we would definitely just throw some in there. Like if somebody just bought a PS2, we would just grab like 2 or 3 PS2 sports games and just throw them in. Or if someone bought like an original Xbox, grab some OG Xbox sports games, just throw them in.
Bex, what's your pleasure? I think I've got just the thing. Enjoy it now. Good luck out there. Looking for
Repair
anything
those,
specific.
buy another wrench.
It's good to be well supplied. Enjoy it now. Don't be a stranger.
It's also just progressively bad. NBA 2K22 is online only, even for career mode and microtransactions. That sucks. I've never really been super big into sports games. Fuck me, dude. I'm like barely paying attention. Looks like Legion. Looks like whenever people would hack the Legion head onto different Legion outfits in Dead by Daylight, the Robbie head. Got killed by fucking Susie. What character are you in this game? Oh my god. The dead one. Custom character. You make your own character in this game. Good question. What did you think about the Village DLC in RE4? I have not seen anything from today's Capcom event. That's all I'll say. I mean, I don't care about spoilers or anything. It's public news. I'm gonna catch up on it at some point. I just mean, if you're asking me what I think about something that was announced today, I didn't see what it was, so I don't have an opinion on it. They're releasing an all Capcom arcade bundle, old school fighting game like Darkstalkers in one game. That was already announced. That was announced like at a different thing months ago. It's like Red Earth, all the Darkstalkers games, some classic Street Fighter stuff. It's like a really good Capcom fighting game bundle. I'm a big fighting game player, so like I'll probably get that. But yeah, that's not anything super new. We've already known about that. Fuck, I'm missing a key. And it might be in a spot where I died. So it's not going to show up unless I walk like right over it. Can't believe Capcom spoiled the game for the story DLC. For the Village DLC? Oh, you mean like they spoiled the base game in order to announce the story DLC? Is that what you mean? I guess Capcom figures like everybody's probably played Village by now. So we'll just spoil it. Hyped for the dinosaur game they showed? Oh yeah. I remember that was previously announced as well. Because I remember everybody thought it was going to be Dino Crisis, because it was like, oh, there's a woman with red hair and there's dinosaurs, and then I forget what it's called. It's something else entirely. But everyone was like, it's Dino Crisis. And then it's not Dino Crisis. Exoprimal, that's it.
Look like him.
Thank you, Joe.
Kid. I think I've got just the thing. I do believe you're Sam. You
Crave so hard for a Dino Crisis remake. A lot of people. I'd love to see a new Dino Crisis game, or a remake, or anything like that. It'd be neat to see Dino Crisis get some love. But Exoprimal looks like it's going to be the quote-unquote spiritual successor, maybe? The RE8 DLC is great. Takes place 16 years after, which means old-ass RE stars. Gonna get to see Grandpa Chris. Bro, where the fuck is this key? Have I literally not just gone through every single room? There it was. It was on a fucking death pile. I never came back to this room after I got killed by that butcher. Anyone excited for Airport Sim? Dude, Microsoft Flight Simulator with Halo spaceships where you can like go into orbit. That's honestly kind of sick. I've never been really huge into flight sims, but that did look cool. Artifact room? Then I don't care. Not. Fuck a duck. Just, I have everything I need. I just need to fucking get to the exit. But of course, I fucking brush past an enemy. So, let me just get one shot and lose all my fucking supplies real quick. Monster Hunter wouldn't have that if it wasn't for the community. I have not played Monster Hunter. I've heard they're very good games.
Spend those memories wisely now.
But I've never played them.
Thank you kindly. Good luck out there.
I mean, obviously I've seen gameplay of them and stuff. Just never played them myself. Ugh. Man, I'm fucking worn out. My sleep was so thrown off. And usually, like, I'm up at night, so I tend to try and sleep during the day. And I'm watching Relative's House for the week, where I need to go over every day and like take care of their animals. They got cats and dogs and gotta go feed them, change out their water, and then they've got a bunch of plants and flowers and things that need to be watered, stuff like that. So I was like trying to get some sleep before I had to go over and do that today. And it was one of those times where just like I could not stay asleep. Like I would lay down and then something would happen, you know, cat wakes me up, and then I'd go lay down. I went and laid down in a different room at one point to see like if that would help, and then like my phone went off and it was my mom, so I was like, all right, talk to my mom for a while. And I'm just so tired, like trying to pay attention to the conversation, but at the same time I'm like trying to get my 1 or 2 hours of sleep before I've got to go do all this shit. I am tired, man. I did a lot of shit today. I'm worn the fuck out. I'm stuck. doable to have mom visit Rachel in Atlanta, or would that be too risky with COVID and all? It's still a little too risky right now, where both me and my mom are not very comfortable with travel at the moment. I know a lot of people don't give a shit anymore, and people want to just act like there's not still a pandemic. Shit, people haven't been acting like it since the start. But yeah, because of that, cases and stuff are spiking again. And like, I've got a lot of health problems, and I've managed to go this long and not catch it. So I'm not going to put that at risk. And my mom has some health issues and is 70. So I really would not want her to put herself at risk either. Which is why, like, when I came from Texas to Georgia, I drove. I didn't fly. I drove so that I could be completely, like, no contact the whole way up. Because it's like, yeah, you gotta stop and, like, get gas, but don't have to go inside, pay at the pump. And I did the whole drive in one go, so I didn't like stay in a hotel or anything. I just drove for 17 hours almost. Oh yeah. Eventually we'll work it out where I'll drive. Most likely I'll drive back to Texas to go and visit family and friends and stuff who were there before having anyone try and come out here. Hand sanitizer ready for touching the pumps. Either that or just some gloves. A lot of times I just had gloves that I kept in the car that I would little, like the disposable gloves that I could put on. Or yeah, pretty much just for like touching a pump or anything like that. I said I've always been super careful about that. So I managed to go this long and never catch it. And just about everybody around me did. Yeah, now you gotta watch out for fucking monkeypox. That apparently is like, what, a little over 1,000 cases. It has the potential of turning into a really big problem, but for now it's like, maybe I'm misinformed. I honestly don't know. Yeah, it's honestly been kind of the same for me too, Joe. I've had some other health shit going on, but knock on wood, very, very thankful. COVID hasn't been one of the things I've had to deal with. I'm glad it's been the same for you. Don't think the vax was ever meant to halt the spread, just reduce the symptoms. Yes, that is correct. It's not meant to prevent it or reduce it down. That comes down to how selfish individuals are. The vaccine is to ensure that, you know, or not even ensure, but to, for most people, prevent them from getting symptoms severe enough to have to be hospitalized. Because that was a big problem with how many deaths there were, was just how completely overwhelmed so many hospitals were. Oh yeah, I still always wear a mask. I keep masks in the car. We have like a dedicated drawer in our house with masks.
Are you happy?
In case, you know,
You just
like
haven't
whenever
been
we
yourself
got
lately.
our
Mother's
internet
license.
set up, we had to have a technician come out from Cox, and they have to come in the house and wire stuff. So it's like we have masks for us. We have masks to give people who have to come inside. And it's still so bizarre to me that people made such a big deal about the mask thing in the first place. Because, like, maybe I'm spoiled because I spent time in Japan, but common courtesy of, like, wearing a mask to not get your germs on other folks, especially in, like, crowded public spaces, train stations, things like that. Like, people would just do that anyway. It's just common courtesy. Helps cut down on spread of flu during flu season and just general stuff. So it's like it's already a very common practice in Japan and in a lot of Asian countries, and once it became like politicized by being a thing in America where people are, you know, oh my god, it's threatening my freedom, etc. Making a big deal out of nothing, essentially. That's when it turned into an issue. And man, I said, now it's gotten to a point where people were already not giving a shit and not following mandates anyway. And now that a lot of the mandates have been lifted, like around here, if I go to the grocery store and stuff now, it's maybe like 20 to 30% people wearing masks. and everybody else not. So I've gone back to, we've gone back to like ordering groceries, no contact drop off. Your sister believes in the vaccine and 5G connection. It sucks when your family members go insane. Yeah, Guy Seehee is like that. He also believes in the vaccine 5G weird COVID conspiracy theory stuff. Guy Seehee, the voice actor for James Sunderland in Silent Hill 2. Like a weird conspiracy theorist. The final orb. The Borb. Let's do a quick check for... Yeah.
What's your pleasure?
Like, Howard hasn't been here the entire fucking zone. So this was probably him, and sure enough it was.
Spin those memories wisely.
Damn, I am getting...
Extra gear burning.
God, I burned through so much memory residue.
Pleasure.
Doing all of those deaths on the other zone.
Look out there.
See if there's an artifact room up here. Just a save point. Okay. One more here to check on the way to the exit. Also not an artifact room. Okay. That sucks. Is Guy Seehee on Cameo? I don't know, actually. I don't think so, but maybe. I haven't actually checked. Where do you want this milkshake? Where do you want the milkshake? There it is. All right. I'm sorry we kind of got off the rails discussion-wise there. We went from talking about, like, video game reveals and announcements to COVID conspiracy theories. Just another Monday. It honestly, conversations are always going to be a little more random and stuff, I think, on Mondays. Because at this point, I'll talk about anything just to kind of get my mind even slightly off of Book of Memories. But that's probably going to be it for me tonight. I said I am just super worn out from doing a lot of stuff today. But thanks, everybody, for hanging out, keeping me company. And all the love and support, as always. Oh, really quickly, let's see what the Valtiel mission is. Perform execution moves. No, thank you. When will be the next stream? Hopefully tomorrow. If other stuff comes up, I might not be able to stream just because I said I've kind of got a lot going on this week since I'm house sitting and still trying to take care of stuff here as well. But as long as I'm not too exhausted, I'll probably be on tomorrow. I still want to play some Dead by Daylight. There was a new chapter released in DBD. New killer, new survivor, new map, and stuff like that. So, been wanting to play some DBD.